All right, we're doing an hour tonight. I couldn't get it going before, so if you came in to the Wing 15, that's because I couldn't get YouTube to kick off, but I got her now, 15A. I'll change it when I get back. And we're going to continue on with the cap strips on that side. And I don't know what we'll get to tonight. You know, an hour is just not a whole lot of time to do too much. But we'll do something. Let me clear off this stuff and pull it closer towards me. I guess we could change the angle here. And we had 3, and now we're down to 2. Guess I better put these sticks over here. Ah, damn, I broke one. That's a 16th stick, can't use that. 3/32, 3/32. I probably got enough for the top. I might have to cut one more stick. I thought I cut enough. I guess I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Yeah, I got enough to do the whole job, so that's good. Good evening, Alan. I hope you guys are getting something out of this build. It's a royal pain in the rear. So we don't need any of this crap. I guess I could show you how I'm going to make them push rod ends too. You know, I think I'll do that instead of I can do the cap strips offline. You guys have seen me do cap strips enough. It's not a big deal. We will get the control horn ready to go. Okay. So we'll need these. I guess I'll take the wing off the table here so I don't hurt it. My heavy wing. Remember, guys, tomorrow's the contest, so if I can get a few donations or whatever, I'll stream live at the field. Okay. Let's see if I have some pliers. I got these cutters here. These are no good for that. I have these pliers. I have a pair of lineman's pliers at work that are really good for this, but I'll have to use these needle nose. Let's see here. What did I do with it? Here they are. You know what? Amazon ripped me off. I don't think these are 36 inches long. they may be. I don't know, my caliper eyes may be off. Hey, James Dean, good afternoon. Not only was this stuff more expensive, $9 for 2 pieces of wire. That's, man, what is this world coming to? I don't begrudge anybody making a living, but holy moly. Let's see how long these are. And they're 36. They look like about 30. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I think that push rod may work. I have to cut it. Anyway, what I like to do with these control horns is I like to keep everything straight. So I'm going to leave about 5/8 of an inch. We're going to bend to 90. Probably should use a wire bender, but good enough. And then we're going to bend about a 30. And then bend it back. Except it's not going to be right, so we'll do it like that. So we're making a thing that looks like a landing gear wire. Looks like that. And you say, why am I doing it like that? Well, that keeps the push rod straight in line with the horn. You see that there? This line is right in line with the horn itself. So you're not pushing it side to side. Except I don't really like that one. I think maybe we'll use the bender. Let's see if I can get the bender out. See if I can find the bender. Here's this part. And here's this part. So let's cut this off and do it again. Need my vise. Yeah, the vise has been on the TV so long it won't move. There we go. You know, for a bachelor, I have a good vise at home, but for a bachelor or somebody in a small apartment, this little Harbor Freight vise, pretty handy. So we're going to want to pull this way. See, we Can't do a better job of bending this. Not really. I think my pliers did a better job. Why is that not going down on there all the way? There we go. Give me a fit. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I want to bend in towards the center. I can't even think. Vent that. Yeah, that's what it is. There's a mark on that thing right there, and I don't like that. Now you think that's all well and good, but if you look right there, there's a shiny mark. I don't want that. Or it slid off. So we'll cut it again. You don't want a chance. A nick in the wire could become a fatal flaw. There we go. That's better. Okay, that's a good one there. Now we're going to polish this up. This wire we're getting today sure ain't like what we used to get when we were kids. It's kind of crap wire. The old piano wire was shiny. Now this stuff is dull. It's got oil cooked on it or something. Let's see. We want a piece of 600 or 1200 or some kind of decent sandpaper. Yeah, 500. That'll do it. Dan, if you're watching, you better get out in the garage. You only got one more day to finish your airplane. Left that motor in there. I just texted John. We'll be out at the field at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. If I can get some donations, I'll be streaming it. Donations through PayPal are better than Super Chat, but Super Chat works. I have to make 2 of these. So we're going to have to have that. We can't have it over that direction. If you look right here, you can see that I've been soldering with this. Just push that in there. Maybe have to drill it. That's a piece of 15-pound balsa wood. So we'll get this. Get down to the wire, the washers. God forbid if this thing ever empties out again. Whew, that was a mess. Okay, we need, maybe that washer will work. A lot of things to do building these airplanes. That one right there looks like it'll work. I have washers of all different sizes. That's going to be pretty tight, it looks like. We'll see. As long as I'm doing this, I might as well solder the bell crank too. Nope. Hey, that one won't work. Maybe this one. See, that's a number 3 or 4, so that goes there. Boy, I'd sure like to have a good one. What are these? These are number 5s. Come on. Well, that's going to have to do it. I don't like how it fits. It just doesn't fit very good. Okay, one more time. We'll look for the right washer. How about this? Yeah, you're on there, Jim. I'm glad to see it. I'm just tinkering tonight because tonight is Charles's night. That's my buddy Jim Lynch, one of the finest craftsmen in the business. He's the guy who helped me judge appearance. I got them wheel collars. That might work. Except it's quite much. It's the only problem. Yeah, come on. We gotta have the right one here. Well, I don't have the right one, but I have an alternative. I'll show you how I'm going to fix. I can't find a washer that's of the perfect fit, but this eyelet is the perfect fit. So we're going to cut these eyelets and use those. So in order to do that, I'm going to use the Dremel and the cutoff wheel. You know, a lot of times you don't have exactly the right thing, but there's plenty of stuff in the model builder's repertoire that that'll work, you know. You know, I got a pair of little vice grips somewhere that I could clamp on there. Hold that puppy up there. Oh man, the phone's ring. I don't know why people gotta call me when I'm online. Hello? Hello? I'm not interested in any solar. I'm not interested in a car warranty. Goodbye. These guys are something else. Hey, Dennis. No, I won't be in there. I got to get up early. We got a contest tomorrow, so I'll be working on this while you guys are monkeying around in that chat room. I don't much care for that. Can't get a word in edgewise. Okay. Now, I just made my own washer. It's going to be hot, so it wouldn't take me long to inspect it. So we'll use a pair of pliers. There we go. Okay, now I got to find my soldering iron, which I haven't seen in a while. I think it's down here. I got a hold of them guys on page 70. Hank Hangersley made me the nomenclature for my last Thunderbolt. In Model Aviation, on page 70, let me see here. I'll give him a little plug here. Model Aviation, page 70. He's going to call me back tomorrow. There's a guy, Red 5 Designs, and he lives real close to Zeroli. And, you know, he's making paint masks just like I make. But that's not why I called him. I wanted to see, he has some small letters here. I wanted to see if he could do me all the nomenclature like Tank Hangersley did, Tank's Hanger. And he can't. However, he's going to laser jet me some decals of all the correct nomenclature. And it's going to be a whole lot cheaper than I paid Tank. So that's a good thing. So I got the nomenclature sorted out, I think. We'll see. Well, this thing here just really worries me sitting up here on a table. If it falls off the table here, it is a disaster. No, dry transfers would not work. Even the good Letra sets, when you rub them on, they indent the balsa wood. So, no, we're not going for Letra sets. Now I got to see what I can find. I don't have any baking soda. That's the only problem. I know I saw it here. You guys need to try to build models like I do out of the bathroom. Stay bright. Here's the container, but there's no solder in it and no flux. What is going on? Come on. Look in this drawer. I guess maybe we're not going to solder these tonight without stay bright. I got rosin core. I mean, that'd work, but really need some flux on it. I don't have any flux in this. Is this 60-40? 60/40. We could try it with this. If it doesn't work, I'll just make a new one. No, a dope. It all depends on how you put the dope on. If you flood the area, it will ruin decals. It will ruin everything. My last Thunderbolt was done with dope. They were all painted on. All the nomenclature were stenciled and painted on. Man, I can't believe I can't find that stuff. Of course, it's typical anymore with me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. I know it's here. I know it's here. And I can't find it. That's because I need to find it. I can't. That over there. Come on. Well, not in that drawer. I tell you what, Tommy Looper was going to carve me a pilot. He said he would. I might still have him do it, but I am going to try to carve my own pilot. And that'll be real interesting. That'll be a real good video. I want to see if I can do it. Well, we're going to use regular rosin core solder. We'll see how that works. I can't find that. I can't find the flux. Can't find the straight, stay bright solder. So instead of making you guys wait, you know what? I'm not going to solder them tonight. I'm gonna get the right stuff. Let's look here on the back of this bench. We'll go back to putting the cap strips on. Ah, found it. There we go. Put it back where it belongs. This shit's expensive. $16 for a little tube. Okay. We'll put it back in the container where it goes and put it in the soldering box. Now the bad thing about Stay Bright is it's very acidic. So even though I'll get it soldered tonight, I'm still going to have to neutralize it with something. And don't forget to neutralize it, because that'll cause your horns to lock up. And for you guys that have never soldered before or whatever, pay attention to how this is done. Because I see a lot of people screw a lot of stuff up in soldering. You know what? We don't need that right now. When I was a kid, my dad had a Weller soldering gun. It was bigger than this. That thing was so damn hot, it was unbelievable. And the best soldering irons are them old tinning irons. Got a big head on it. Once it gets hot, it holds the heat. Long time. So when you're soldering, never Never put the solder on the tip of the gun. You want to heat the material, and when it gets hot enough, you'll see it. Just a drop of solder. Doesn't look like it's going to work tonight. What the heck's going on? Oh, there it goes. Now I've got the tip of the soldering gun on the piano wire and on the brass. I'm touching the solder to the piano wire, not to the tip of the gun. We're going to have more flux, it looks like. Let's burn all the flux off of it. Either that or this gun ain't getting hot enough. There it went. No good. No good. It's got to draw all the way into that thing. I think what's happening is the vise is working as a heat sink. So I normally drill a hole in a piece of wood and stick it in the wood, but I don't want to set the fire alarm off. Come on now. We're going to sweat the end of it on. There we go. That's a cold joint. Damn, it's supposed to stay bright. Just the right solder. Yep, there it went. Okay, you'll know when it's a good joint and just let it cool. It'll just like that. You used to do some welding when you were a kid. Well, this ain't welding. This is soldering. Big difference. Oh, whittling. Yeah, whittling. Well, we're going to see. I haven't whittled. Be my first pilot, but I want to see. I want to see if I can do it myself. Tommy Looper seems to think I can do it myself. Okay, let me get a paper towel and some Windex, and we'll try to wipe it off. I don't have any baking soda, nor do I have any Coca-Cola. But I'll show you a good solder joint here. Windex works for everything else, so maybe it'll neutralize the acid. Got ammonia in it. That's a good solder joint there. Okay. Now this next trick is pretty tricky. Oh, you know what? I got solder dripping down on this. Gonna have to get that off. That would probably be disastrous. Yeah, we got one made up right here already. Let's see how this one fits. It's got some rust on it. It's been so long in the drawer. Then we'll clean this one up. Yeah. All these little things I'm doing here, I mean, if you want a super slick control system, you kind of got to do all this stuff. I have dry slide somewhere, but I haven't seen it in so long. I don't know where the hell it is. Might be in my trailer at work. I don't know. You know, I bought a trailer to tow airplanes in. That's all it's for, because my car won't tow big weight. It's an 8 foot long enclosed trailer. I've towed it 3 times. That's it. Probably ought to sell the damn thing. Oh, that's nice. That's real good. So we're going to use this on the end here. But we're going to have to cut it again, because it's too long. So we'll use this to do it with again. You can't just put pliers on it and cut it. You got to have something to hold it, or else it'll flip out of the pliers. So that's why I've got it on this wire. Of course, I've unplugged the Dremel. Can't win. Okay, one more try. I wonder if I got another one of them already bent up and soldered. Probably. kids, if you're watching me, don't do what I do. It's pretty dangerous. I do all kind of weird stuff. You know, take precaution. Make sure your dad's watching you. I don't want to get sued. Okay, how are we going to do this here? I guess we can do it like that. Let's see. This is on the airplane this way. Centrifugal force, so we want it coming in from this side. And you say, what was I talking about? That way, if this comes off, centrifugal force will hold that rod out, theoretically. Now, you don't want to just put this on there and solder it, or you'll solder to the control horn. So we're going to put some type of spacer in there. Thin card, business card. I probably got one or two of those. We got the stunt hanger cards. I need to put some of them in my wallet for tomorrow anyway. So we will drill a hole in this. That's a 16. It's supposed to be wing work today. I'm just going to get this one done, and then we'll put some cap strips on. I know you guys just love to watch that. There we go. Okay. But all this crap has to be done anyway, so it is what it is. Now, here's something that this one here you want to sweat on, and what that is that I'm going to put the gun, the heat gun, on the brass close to the edge, and when it gets hot enough, I'm just going to touch the solder to the outside, and the heat will suck it inside the brass. Theoretically. Okay. At least we can install the bell crank now. And we're going to test it before I go any farther. I'm going to try to twist it off of there. And of course, we're going to neutralize it before I put it together. You got to do that. I got to get some baking soda tomorrow to neutralize it. Yep, it's on there. Okay, you see how this flops? Ooh. Much better than ball links. But if you don't neutralize it, it could be disaster, could lock up. Okay, we're done playing with this now. At least I showed you how I'm going to do it. Remember, when you're doing a fitting like this, you want to heat the fitting down here and put the solder in up on the top, and it'll suck it right down to the other side. I slid that back and saw that the solder was already pulled in to the area, and the business card blocks the solder from soldering itself to the brass bushing. Acts as a heat sink. So this is a good one. And you say, well, why did I solder this on now? Because the way that I'm going to do these is I'm going to take this wire, which I'm probably going to cut back, but I'm going to take this motor tool here, and we're going to cut notches in it. I'm going to smear JB Weld all over this and shove it into the push rod. We're going to cut this off. It's way too long. Now, I bought an airplane. I bought an airplane at whatever's up north, Columbus or whatever. At the last contest, I'll be going there this year, but I can't remember if it's Columbus or it's Columbus. Anyway, and I bought this airplane for $5 because it had a control system in it. It was just a wing, and the guy really hated it. But I looked at the control system and decided that there's some stuff in here I can use, like the push rods. And this double horn system is way overkill. I don't know who dreamt this up, but there's no need for all that hardware. This is pretty heavy stuff. So what's going to happen is, and this is a pretty piss poor job of putting that in there. I mean, that looks like it's going to break right up front. But this end here, I will probably cut this rod out because this don't look bad, but I don't think it's long enough, even with the, I don't know, I might make my own again anyway. But these are the high dollar ends here. These are like $7 a piece from Tom Morris. So you got a $15 bell crank and a $7 an end thing here. And I don't know why you would use a setup like this, but what the hell, $55, I couldn't go wrong. I broke the wing up, threw it in the trash, and took the controls. Chris Everson can tell you that's a true story. I don't know if he's on here or not tonight, but so let's work on the wing a little bit. Well, we've been on an hour. I've been dicking around an hour, 8 o'clock. Hopefully I didn't I didn't get across too much nonsense. I get rid of my vise here, put it back on the TV. Got to have the vise on the TV. So we're going to use the lightweight stuff in this airplane, the 7-gram bell crank, not the heavy stuff. Put the stay back right back where it belongs so I can find it next time without fiddle farting around. Like, subscribe, and share. We didn't get any donations, so I don't know how I'm going to do streaming tonight or tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. PayPal is better, so if you go to Stunt Hanger, hit the support badge and drop that in. I'll have that to pay the bandwidth right away. If you do a super chat, it takes a month to get. It'll cost me $75 a day to stream this weekend. I wish they'd figure out how to make that cheaper. Everybody's out for the money. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys learned something on the control system anyway. I'll do a recap here, and then we'll go on. I don't want to cut into Charles' time, so I have to end this. I like to keep this bent so that this pushes straight into the horn. It's not pushing it at an angle. If you just make a 90-degree bend, it'll tend to cock that push rod in there. Will it work? Yeah, it'll work at a 90-degree bend, but you won't have the free controls that I'm looking for. I want the floppers. I want them just to flop. So what happened to my bender? I got the jig here. Oh, there it is. I'll put this where I can find it because I'm going to need it. You guys got any questions about controls? If you nick the wire, don't use it. I can tell you that. Because if it's going to break, it's going to break right there at the neck. And after putting a gazillion hours of hard work into an airplane, because you cheaped out and decided, well, I'll just use that wire, don't want to make a new one, and your airplane hits the ground because it broke the push rod, you are the only one to blame. Thank you, Michael. Now you can JB weld these on too. JB weld works. If you don't like soldering or can't solder very good or whatever, JB weld will work. When I was young, my childhood friend and I, when I say childhood, we were 30 years old. Tommy Bolton and I, he's passed away, but Tommy Bolton and I went into a Tractor Supply to buy valves for my 1936 VL 74-inch flathead Harley Davidson. I couldn't find valves anywhere, so I found an old man that worked in a Tractor Supply place that had valves that would work. It had the right size stem, it had the right size valve itself, both valves. So while we were in there, this is when I first got introduced to JB Weld. Tommy was a strong dude. They had two valves JB welded head to head. And the old guy said, if you can break that, I'll give you $100. Well, Tommy got on one side. Thank you very much, RC. Tommy got on one side and I got on the other, and we wailed on that thing. Yeah, that's all right. We wailed on that thing and we could not break that. No way. Let me tell you the story about them valves. That old guy, and he was an old-time parts man. You don't find the parts guys like that anymore. Shit, if you don't have the part number, they can't find your part. And even when they give them the part number, it may not be the right part. This old guy said, yeah, I got valves that'll work. He took out his micrometer. He had I brought the barrels there, and he took out the micrometer, put inside Mike into the valve guide, and measured the seat and all that. The only thing he couldn't do is they were the wrong length. So those valves were sent to Teledyne Industries to have keeper land, cut and keeper lands put in there, and those had to be ground in there. I ended up trading that 36 VL like an idiot for a 76 Honda K model 750, which was, you know, I got robbed. That motorcycle right now is probably worth $50,000 or $60,000, and I got an old beat up Honda out of the deal. But I wanted to go to Daytona that year so bad, and I knew that total loss VL would not make it, so I traded it to a guy at Sunshine Enterprises. And of course, they're dead too. Louis hit a tractor trailer head on. Not on that bike, but all my motorcycle friends, well, I can't say that because Dog's still alive, but most of my motorcycle friends are dead. So that's why I gave up motorcycles. I wanted to build a few more airplanes. I couldn't believe it when Wendy said, "Yeah, I'm getting out of airplanes. I'm going to go to motorcycles." Boy, that's brilliant. And Wendy's older than I am. You would think he'd have some brains. No, no. I'll show you. I found a picture. Let me see. I'm going to dig these out here. I put them in my briefcase. I can't remember what I did with them. I thought I put them in here. Maybe they're. That's my Harley Davidson portfolio. Is this them? Yep. I'm an iron butt. I left St. Louis. These are some pictures of old airplanes. I left St. Louis in the morning and went to sleep in Denver. There's a picture of my motorcycle right there. There's a picture of my brother sitting on my motorcycle in Denver. And there's a picture of me and my brother together in Denver. Boy, I look rode hard and put away wet there. That's back when I had long hair. Now I don't have any hair left. Here's a picture of the Jimmy Casale airplane that I had. That was a Spectrum that he flew. Well, I had two of those. And here we go. There's two characters you might recognize. This was at Fort Benjamin Harris. Anybody tell me who those guys are? There's one guy here, if he's still watching, should know who that one guy is. I don't know whose airplane that is. 1976. This is one of my red, white, and blue ones. Back when I could build. When I really could build. Look at the finish on that puppy. That's aerogloss on that one. And then this is the SV11 in the same paint job. This is before the piped version came out. Here's a Buccaneer 6. I think that might be brick houses. I don't know. I don't remember that far back. That's 30 years ago. Here's a Viper that didn't get much play. I think this was I had a VF-46 in that one. Here's Joe Reinhardt's Cycle 6. This airplane was absolutely beautiful. That's at Booter Park right there. Do I think Randolph Dope was, or Aeroglass is better than Randolph? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's Viper 1. I sometimes talk about an airplane that I had to get together for SIG. Well, that's that airplane in bare bones. That's a Super Tiger 51 with a side to rear exhaust on a pipe. I put that together in a week. This is Fort Benjamin Harris 30 years ago. That's Mark Hughes. That's my Spectrum sitting there. And then there's that one airplane I showed you that was sitting there. I just happened to run across these pictures while I was at home. And I go, hey, that's me in Denver. Me and my brother. He wanted to ride my bike so bad. I said, you got to be kidding me. No way. I had about $35,000 in that bike. That bike was 103-inch S&S. No, S&S. It had a Jim's crank, not an S&S crank. Started out as a 88, then I made it 95, then I stroked it. This is before the Thunder headers. I had these are stock exhausts with baloney cut pipes. That seat was $1,000. That's a road Zeppelin. That was an air seat, and if I didn't have that air seat, I'd have never made it in one trip from St. Louis to Denver. We got an article here on Billy's Thunderbolt. I don't think I'm going to be putting all those Zeus fittings and all those rivets. Boy, that guy really, he went nuts on the rivets on that baby. There's what I'm building right there. And when I built my first 3 of them, there were no plans. And Dan Winship took my mold bucks and set them up to the plans, and they're right on the money. So we're going to be using those. However, I have changed this one with the wing and more scale-like tips and so on and so forth. We'll make it work somehow. But it's a big mama. You ain't big around. All right, guys. I better get off here so Charles can get on here. I appreciate you watching and listening to my goofy stories. No, my brother doesn't fly. He's a pothead. He plays guitar and smokes dope. But I still love him. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.